Guys, there's a video you have to see of Anthony Fauci getting punked in an interview with a comedian from Mexico. It sounds crazy, it's real, and it's glorious. A comedian from Mexico called up Anthony Fauci, booked an interview with him, and to talk about COVID. And he asked him questions that are tough questions that need to be asked about language and about, where and what is happening with the COVID crisis right now. And, tough questions. Stuff our media should be asking, but leave it to comedy and comedians to go ahead and get at the real issues. This is a hysterical interview and right in line with the tradition of mocking and ridiculing those in power and calling them out on their BS. So I want you guys to watch this incredible interview with a comedian from Mexico interviewing the Dr. Anthony Fauci, because he will never say no to a media request, right? Fauci will never, ever turn down a camera pointed at his face so that he can sound smart. He doesn't sound smart in these clips. Go ahead and check this out.
Ahí está. Yes! Dr. Fauci! So, first question. Which of the COVID-19 vaccines have been officially approved by the FDA?
3 of them. One from Moderna, which is the mRNA vaccine. One from Pfizer, which is another mRNA vaccine. And the other one is from J&J, Johnson & Johnson, which is a little bit different. It gives the same kind of response, but it's a little bit different. So there are 3 vaccines that have gotten emergency use authorization from the FDA so far. There are a couple of others that are still being tested to determine if they're safe and effective, but the 3 that I just mentioned have been shown in very large clinical trials involving anywhere from 30,000 to 44,000 people per trial, were shown to be not only very efficacious, but quite safe.
Okay, so I asked if it was approved by the FDA, but I think that it's a different thing that an emergency use authorization than an approval. So what is the difference between an emergency use authorization and an official approval by the FDA?
Yes, that's a very good question. So an emergency use authorization is based on the criteria if the benefit clearly outweighs the risk and that you get a good degree of efficacy and safety. The full licensure is when you follow it for a longer period of time and you get more information and data. I have no doubt, given how very, very efficacious all 3 of these are, that they will ultimately get the full authorization in the sense of what's called a biological license approval. But an emergency use authorization is really quite of an important step in the direction of getting it the official approval. So let me give you an example of how much confidence I have in the emergency use authorization. I myself got vaccinated with one of those 3 vaccines,